Hello. Welcome back to another live session, traders. Last day, Friday, reversal day, and we can see the reflection in the market. I'm looking at gold on the last day of trading week, first session with all of you together to trade this market here. Looking for trading opportunity in this market. We see there is an initial breakout the market now on a key support level. Let's look at this market currently. What kind of trading opportunity we have here? We might find a potential trade setup here in this area. Now looking at lower time frame price action from this support level here on gold, from the 4-hour we can see the market potentially coming for another retest of this daily low, and we have seen that early there was breakout to the upside on gold from this level. From the intraday perspective, the market has made its initial move back to the upside here, and looking at potential entry here in this market. So what kind of trading opportunity we may have here in this area? If we look at the lower time frame here from the 4-hour, we can see there is an initial bounce of this level, and currently it's on a pullback in that area. So let's look at here. Welcome. If you guys are here, say yes in the live chat and we can begin potential trade setup for this session as soon as it appears. So you can see that from the intraday perspective, from 4-hour chart, there was initial bounce from this support level, and after this bounce the market has made its initial move back to the upside. We could see that potential trend continuation in this market. Therefore we have seen that there is a initial bounce. The market has broken this trend line from the intraday, and then it has come back down here for potential retest of this session's low here. From the lower time frame we will be looking for entry for potential upside here. From the 1-hour we can see the price tested that low and then got the rejection back above here. This 1-hour price action has tested this low. What do you see? The market is potentially showing that according to our indicator, we see there is a potential buy alert in that area here on gold. Now this is a breakup structure that we have seen, ready for another trade setup. We have seen there was a breakup structure here in this lower time frame, and the market is trying to push back again to the upside from this breakup structure. They're back to back quite a few sessions low has been tested here in this market. So if you look at the intraday perspective from 4-hour, we can see the price tested that lower shadow, and now it's getting that upside bias. This 1-hour candle may potentially reverse back above here, so we will be looking for entry to the upside here for this potential move. And we can see this is the 5-minute chart. The market has tested that low and possibly creating a bias back to the upside here in this market. I'm looking for an entry from this key level of support. Are you ready for an entry here? But I think this is the 30 minutes price action closing as a potential doji, and if the market drop back to this session's low, this is the 4-hour low here. Already we have seen one retest of this low, expecting the market to potentially come back here for another retest and then to return again back above to create a new higher high. We are looking for a potential bullish trading opportunity in this market, as it is long-term bull market. All right, so you can see this is the lower time frame price action on gold, and the price tested that lower shadow. This is the daily chart. If we look at, we can see the market also testing the daily lower price action, and from that zone we might see the price to revert again back above here in this market. All right, so you'll be placing buy limit as per our strategy. We can see the market is crossing the sessions low here. So we'd like to see the market to retest that sessions low and then potentially to reject again back above. We will be placing pending order at 3740.25 buy limit here in that level for this potential upside movement in this market, placing stop loss below all this low here. We'll be placing 77 pips stop loss. Target will be keeping today's high here. The market is in a range, so we will not be taking a very big large target because the market is still can reject back again from that level. So it's gonna be a buy limit from this level on gold. $3740.24. Stop loss placing at 3732.51 and TP target at 3752.46. So placing a buy limit here at Xauusd 3740.25, stop loss at 3732.51, TP target at 3752.46 for a potential rejection here and then to revert again back above in this market. We place buy limit on gold here in that area for this possible upside bias, and we can see the market in this zone here. This is where the price already tested the low. All right, now why we place that entry in that area, right? So we place the pending order, now waiting for a potential trigger here in that market. From the 1 hour we can see the price already has tested the lower shadow, and daily market is potentially bullish. So let's begin that potentially where the market is to hit and then reject back again. If we look at the bigger picture perspective here in this market, let's look at the multi-time frame approach here, guys. For this market, from the weekly we can see that it's a strongly bull market. From the multi-time frame we can see that it's a bull market. If we look at the daily, now daily market, we see there is a consolidation, that means that sideways movement. But in that sideways movement, what do we see here in this market? We can see that it is bullish. If you look at here, series of higher low and series of lower high, but at the same time long-term picture, if we look at the daily market here, we can see that it's a long-term bull market. Now in that long-term bull market, if we look at that, the price action that we can see, it is in fact showing that bullish. The 4-hour chart already, the market has made its initial bounce back to the upside. If you look at from here, you can see that this is an upside bias here from the intraday perspective. And with that upside movement here, what does that represent? This long wick, right? Here, most trader will get confused. This long wick could be that the market rejected from the higher price, or what do we see? The market, this long wick is just a pullback and the market is preparing for another upside here. Which one we are going to consider in this trade that we are looking at? Guys, this is a very vital, important information that you need to look at when you are trading. How do you know that either this market to potentially be biased to the upside or downside? It's a very narrow range, right? But it's still, there is a probability for one direction. This is a very, very smaller narrow range. When the market in a range, the best way to trade is to stay in a sideway. But when you are trading, keeping your target within the expected limit, because this kind of smaller range could remain very narrow until it finally breaks out. Now looking at calendar, we see there is, after yesterday's significant move on dollar, that you can see USD coming core PC price index. All right, so we can see that later today coming up another high impact news, CAD and dollar, both of them going to make a change in the market definitely, because it's a high impact news and the market is likely to move with that news coming up. So now looking at here, this is the lower time frame price action. From the 15 minutes, we can see that there was a complete break below to this support level, and slowly the market is building its momentum back to the upside here. And are you going to look at a break below or continuation back above? If you look at here, you can see it already has grabbed liquidity from here. What we are looking at, a potentially double bottom or another retest before we get into the trade for this upside bias. What's your bias on gold here today? Welcome. Good morning. Good morning. Hello. Welcome. And you can see the market slowly building that momentum back to the upside here. And from the 1 hour, this is also the 30-minute candle closing, which is forming a potentially a pin bar here. And okay, so here, if we look at the market from this support, initially the bulls has created an upside here. When we make the trading decision here, guys, what is the most important part that you need to look at is the sessions low. If you look at it, you can see that 4-hour chart, the market in fact tested that sessions low, right? Sessions low is very, very important. Right? You can see the market with one single move here, the price tested the sessions low and now it's pushing back above. So the potential entry here is always in that area where there is a sessions low, and we place the pending order here, as in the first move we were not on the trade. The second move we would like to enter if the market in fact come back to that zone here in this lower time frame. Looking at the 4-hour, you can see this is the lower time frame price action where the market is in fact showing that move potentially back to the upside. Here it is currently in a bullish momentum, and sessions low is our primary area that we will be looking at here for an entry in this market. We place the pending order, the market has started to move back above, and looks like there's little strongly bullish, and we might see the market continue to rise back above here. Gold is in a range, right? So then why does gold in a range? If you look at DXY, DXY is bullish. DXY, we have seen that there is a significant bullish move on DXY, and that bullish move on DXY in fact has given gold a sideways momentum. Okay, so now, no, sir, picture clear. Okay, your video, no. What do you mean by? There's an uptrend here, guys. So you can see the market is bounced off that level. And where we are looking at this market to go up. The daily high is here. We can see this is the daily high in this market. And where in the daily high, 3754 level is the daily high, and so if the market crossing the daily high here, I'm just looking at, guys, where we will be next entry. Now if you look at here, let's delete those lines. This is a very narrow range. When you see the market in a range bound market, trading is sometimes very, very tricky. Why? Because in this kind of smaller range, right, frequently you can get either a bullish trade or a bearish trade, right? Understanding the market structure is the key. That is why, Nikola Tesla once said that if you want to know the secret of the universe, then think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. Similarly, if you want to know the secret of the market, then think in terms of market structure, liquidity, and price action. These are the three fundamental aspects of the market that you must know to become a successful trader. In fact, every professional trader is successful in that. You don't have to have bunch of information or indicator, or you don't need to know what happened past week. What did the smart money did? You need to know right now what the smart money is doing right now. Now you guys have seen that all those entry that we place, many of them, majority of them had a huge bounce immediately back to the upside. Have you seen last Friday's NY session trade? Is it still moving in that direction, right? How did that much of movement happen? Because of the smart money buying from those levels, right? So to trade like a smart money, you have to become smarter than the smartest. How can you become? By knowing a smaller but very precise information. I'll show you that how it is important to have a simple strategy but effective, right? Sessions low, very important in an uptrending market. Sessions high, very important in a downtrending market. Now, simple strategy, right? You need to also combine the EMS and other factors to make it more confluential. That is what I'm teaching, guys. For those who join the Zoom meeting, Zoom classes in the premium group, that we are more often explain every detail. So don't miss out any of the Zoom I'm taking on in the premium classes, so that you guys can start to know, because here our goal is to help every trader coming in contact with us in Forex Trading Wizard Academy. Now here you can see the market breaking from the structure. When you look at the market structure, what we need here is also a break from the market structure. And once you see that, understand the trend, and you understand the where the market is breaking from the structure, that is where the trading opportunity comes in play. So that being said, we place the pending order here in that area for a potentially entry, as we are expecting the market to drop that session's low as we discussed. Now, this is an uptrend. If you look at, you can see that 10 and 20 EMA both up, and here we saw there was a consolidation, but it's still the market to potentially break to the upside. This is another very, very important information, guys. When you are looking at a market, right? When you are looking at a market which is trending, welcome. Bullish, thank you. Okay. Now, when you are looking at a trending market, let's say the market is trending, creating a higher high and higher low, and you see that the trend will never move in one direction without anything. At some point, you could see the market is consolidating like that, forming a triangular pattern. Any kind of consolidation, right? Or sideways. Which way I can see FBG on that side, you place buy limit. All right. So, okay. Now, when you see that an uptrending market, after an impulse, the market is in a sideways. Which way this market to continue its trend? Can anyone tell me? If you see an uptrending market and the market in a sideways, which way this market to continue to trend? Is that the market to reverse again, or the market to continue to trend back to the upside? It is always a market continue uptrend. Anyone any different opinion? Yes. So this is what the most important part. When you see a trend continue, the market is potentially to continue with its trend, right? So you'll see that a market is trending, creating series of higher high and higher low in an uptrend, and in that market, potentially the market to continue to trend, right? You'll see that this market most likely to continue to trend. Can you please explain why the market should come to your place position? Continue the uptrend. Yes, absolutely. Now, already the market has tested that low. If you look at, okay, the market now, we already tested the lower shadow of this session's low. It may come or may not come. If it doesn't come, we will be readjusting our entry. Now the reason why we place the pending order is we only going long, we will be going long only when the market cross this session's low, because this is where the high probability trades are, because the market is, the way this market is forming, the potentially to break that market to the upside is higher. So therefore this market potentially to trend back to the upside is higher than anything else. So you can see slowly it's building that momentum back to the upside, waiting for the market to potentially drop back down. Now if the market doesn't drop to our support level, along the way if we see the market has tested the daily high, you can see the market is going back again to the daily high. It may in fact retest the daily high again. We could see the rejection back below for another retest of this support level. But the bias here, if we look at, this is a bull market and it was a zone for an entry. Now the market has made its move back to the upside. It may now continue to rise here to the daily high to create a new higher high in this market. We can see the market is slowly building that momentum back to the upside here, which is currently showing that the price to potentially continue. And if we look at the lower time frame here, this is the 1 hour chart, the price slowly, this is bullish market here we can see, and we may not see the price again to come recently, but I think it may potentially rise back above here to create a new higher high in this market. Welcome, and here you can see the market has maintained that uptrending market structure here in that area, and this is where the lower time frame support 30 minutes, the market potentially to break that high here to create a new higher high in this market. As we are looking for this market to trend back above here in this area. we can see the price slowly building that momentum, which is potentially to remain upside here, as our long-term trend is bullish. We can see this is the 1 hour price action. I think the market, the way it is showing, potentially to cross that high, because the imbalance here in this market to the upside that we can see, and in that uptrend, if we look at here, we can see this is in an uptrending market structure where price is maintaining this series of higher low. If we look at here, from here we can see series of higher low, and which is in an uptrending market, and in that series of higher low the price is maintaining that move potentially back to the upside here to create a new higher high in this market. And what we look at this market here, this is a resistance line, and we will be looking for entry. We already placed pending order, but what I think we might see now, potentially bounce off this daily high to this level. And if we look at the 15 minutes and the lower time frame, here is a move that you can see the market to possibly to revert again back to the upside. Here we see there is an inverted head and shoulder, and with this inverted head and shoulder the market may possibly to continue to trend back above here in this area. And where are you going to enter here? As we place the pending order in that area, the market may possibly to remain here upside. If we look at the lower shadow of this 15 minutes candle here, there is also the 10 EMA, and I think we might find a potential entry in that area. So we place the pending order. The market has moved well above this level. We can readjust our entry if needed, but I think the market may possibly to remain upside in that area. Now from the 1 hour that you can see, it's getting the rejection back. From the 30 minutes, the market is coming back to this support here in this lower time frame, where there is a previous support in that area. 10 and 20 MA crossed over from each other. That you can see it's maintaining that uptrending market structure. And now our pending order is here, well below this session's low here. Are we going to see another retest of this support? This is what our aim here, to see the market has come back for another retest in that area. Hello sir, welcome. Can you please explain why, if gold is bullish and gold is also bullish? Can you explain why, if gold is bullish and gold is also bullish? Okay, I mean, you mean that why gold is bullish in one sentence. Very simple way to know that. Well, gold is bullish. Can anybody tell why gold is bullish? What do you think? So what do you think that why gold is bullish? Let's see that what you guys, communities, everybody thinking. Why gold is bullish? sorry, I mean DXY and gold is bullish at the same time. Okay, so yeah, that means DXY and gold bullish at the same time. Okay, that's a very good point. That's a very good point, right? So DXY is bullish, right? We can see that there is a significant bullish price action on DXY. Back to back 2 days, we see there was a bullish move on DXY, while gold is, I wouldn't say bullish at the moment. Gold, if you guys look at, you see that 2 days DXY strongly bullish. Gold 1 day was bearish, next day was slower. That means there wasn't any stronger bullish move. It's moving in a sideways. Why market is reversal after yesterday drop? Okay, why the market is reversal after yesterday's drop? Now first let's understand that why gold is bullish while DXY also bullish, right? Now it definitely should be the other way around, because gold is mirror of DXY. But as we can see that DXY, when DXY bullish, gold was in a sideways. You can see this is a pullback. It has created this triangular pattern here in this area, right? So this triangular pattern is where the DXY is bullish, gold moving in a sideways. Now it's trying to break above gold currently, and while DXY in a, if you look at the DXY, we can see that it's on a pullback. Now looking at the weekly on DXY, it has broken this long-term trend line on DXY, and it might now potentially come for deeper pullback, which could lead gold to be bearish, bullish, or we could see again gold remaining in a sideways. So if you look at the daily, you can see that one daily red candle followed by narrow one green candle and followed by smaller red candle on gold. Now in that area that we can see, the market is slowly from this support level carrying that reaction back above here with one single move back to the upside. Here we can see the market has tested this low and then got the rejection back above here in this market on the 1 hour chart. So as the market is showing that uptrend in this area here in this market, lower time frame price action on gold is showing that the market potentially to bounce off this level. This support that we can see here, there is a significant amount of liquidity trigger on gold, and after this liquidity trigger, the market slowly now started to trend here. So this is an uptrend, and this uptrend started from a zone where there was a liquidity trigger, right? That the market has tested the lower shadow of this session's low when there was a starting of a trend here in that market. As this is maintaining an uptrending market, highly likely you could see the market to go ahead and hit this high here, because this is one single move. The market crossed that low here. Highly likely you could see the market to cross that high here. Now to take that entry, we were waiting for another retest. If it isn't coming for another retest, we are looking for entry along the way from the breakup structure. Breakup structure is key to trade the market. Here is the market slowly trying to build that momentum back to the upside here, and slowly the price is showing up. The market continued to rise back above here to create a new higher high. Okay, so here we can see after retested of this 10 EMA, it's getting again back above, so which is showing that potentially the market to remain upside in this area here. Now higher time frame is important. We can see the session's low is here, and there is a rejection coming from the top. Okay, so here the market slowly trying to break that structure here. Our entry is still in that area. We would like to see the market breaking from the structure for a potential entry here in this market. This is what we are looking at for potential entry opportunity for this move back above here in that area. And if you look at here, you can see this is the lower time frame price action. There's a pin bar, and would like to see the market breaking that low, crossing that zone, and then to reject again back above to create a new higher high in this market. So from the 1 hour, we can see that a bullish middleman formation on the 1 hour chart. And that is where to look at either this market to cross that low again, or to continue to rise back here to the upside to the daily high. With a doji here, the market is now slowly building that momentum back below to this support level, and we can see the price slowly breaking below in that area. So lower time frame price action showing up here to this support level to create a new lower low here in this market. So you can see there is a pin bar, and where the price potentially coming back below to this support. Okay, so we place the pending order here, as it is slowly building that, breaking from that level, what we can see, the market may potentially come back here for another test here in that zone. Okay, so you can see after double bottom here, the price again bouncing off that level, and from the 4-hour chart here, still the price is showing back above here. So the market is struggling in that area from the daily chart to cross that high. Okay, so you can see, if we look at, I have deleted those lines again, we will be readjusting. From the daily, we can see that there is a daily doji formation here in that area, and in that daily market, this is the daily high, daily low, and daily high and low, which is a range in between this daily support and resistance. And looking at the weekly chart and the monthly, we can see the market is ranging. Looking at the daily, we can see the market is ranging in between this daily high and low. Now for us to enter buy trade, this zone where the daily low is crucially important. And that is where the high probability trade will come in play. So the market structure slowly potentially breaking above. Here we can see slowly from this zone, and we may see the price to go ahead and create a new higher high in this market. This is where you can see the price is maintaining that uptrend, which is showing that the price potentially to bounce off that level. And lower time frame price action, here you can see the price grab the liquidity, bouncing back above here to create a potentially new higher high in this market. Okay, so it's completely moved back above from this double bottom, and it's an uptrend currently, maintaining that pushback, potentially to cross that high to create a new higher high in this market. So if you look at the 1 hour, you can see the market is maintaining this uptrending market structure. This is the resistance line, expecting it to go ahead, cross that high, and then to create a new higher high. The market is maintaining that uptrending market structure still, and just crossing the daily high. Are you going to see a rejection from the daily high? Let's see that how the price action is evolving from the daily high. For us to be able to enter here, what we are looking at an important support level. So we place pending order here, but the market is in a very really stronger uptrend at the moment, and we will be able to see that entry once the market structure breaks from this lower time frame trend and coming back to this, potentially back below to this support level. And here is what you can see, the market in that area breaking below to the support level, potentially coming back well below here, and then to drop down to this key level. Okay, so you can see that break from the structure, looking to the 15 minutes support level. The market is dropping down to that level, and from the 1 hour, if we look at, the price is approaching that intraday support. Now this is where the sessions, the 15 minutes or the lower time frame support, as the market approaching, you can see this is a 10 EMA in that area, and what we are looking at, possible rejection from this support level, Are you going to open a buy? First, we would like to see the market to break that low. This is a massive break below from this high, and it got that rejection again. Planning for an entry, but it is in a very sharp rejection, and the market may return again back above here from this support level. And the market is maintaining that uptrend. We will be looking for that move back above here. So we can see the price from this support level, which is maintaining that uptrending market structure in that area. So that is where you're looking to see the market to retest and then to reject back again to the upside to create a new higher high in this market. This is the 15 minutes closed with also long wick, and pretty long 15 minutes candle closed here, and we might see the market potentially to test that low and then to return again back above to this high here in that area. It is bull market and is still maintaining that bullish market structure. So it just got the rejection from here. Now breakout structure is crucial, and you can see the market has broken from the structure here and then returned back above. So it is a little narrow range here in that area. So we need to see when the market in range, it is really crucial to be a little cautious, because it is always the best idea to trade the best one. And when there isn't best one, patiently wait for the best one. And whenever it arises, we will be looking to enter. Here is the support break. This was a trade here that we have seen sessions low, and the market has bounced off that level. We'll be waiting for another break from this support and then to re-enter. As with the Friday, guys, we have another session coming up in a couple of hours. We'll be trading this core PC price index, and also we'll be going through a lot of educational content that we are doing every single day in this live session. After a short break, coming up again with another live. I'll see you there again, trading live together. We'll be waiting for a better entry opportunity. Until that, stay well, stay happy.